Hello, so welcome back to my channel. In this video we'll learn the uses of break and continue in loops. So we have already discussed different type of loops: for loop, while loop and do while loop. So before getting started with the break and continue, we'll first see if and else statement in with some example. So if an else statement is like decision making in real life. If something will happen, then we'll do something. So in computer programming language, we need to execute certain section of code based on whether the specified condition is satisfied or not. So this can be handled um, with if and else condition. So Java has provide if and else statement to test the condition. So we'll see. First, I'll create a new Java class. So the concept, so the syntax of this if and else statement is like if, then we in the parenthesis we give condition to check, then we give curly bracket. In this curly braces we give the body. So this is the general syntax of this if statement. So I'll comment it out. So the block of the code that we have written inside this curly braces will be executed if and only if this condition is true. If the condition is false, then it will skip this body, whatever we have written inside the curly braces. So let's see with an example. If my total mass of a student, mass of any student is greater than 50, then grade will be pass. Fill is giving an error message because we have not declared it. We'll declare there int total marks equals to so I'll explain, just I'll complete it first. So I have this is my integer variable total mass, the value is 15, and I have taken a string variable is grade. So I'm checking if the total mark of a student is greater than 50, then the grade will be pass. So how it actually works is like this. If something is valid, the condition is valid, then it will go inside this block of code and it execute it. If it's not true, then it will skip this body. So if the expression is evaluated first, and if it's true, then it will go inside the body. Whatever the statement that we have written inside the parenthesis of the curly braces, that will be executed. If the expression is false, means the condition is false, then the statement inside the body will be skipped from execution. So this is how the false if statement works. So I'll go back to my program. So we'll run here, run as Java application. So it did not print anything because my total marks is 50 and I have given the total mark should be 50. Then the condition is not true, right? The condition is false. It's not matching. If so, it's not going inside my this block of code that I have written inside this curly braces. What if I give the total marks as 40? Let's say 70. So if the student gets 70 as total marks, then this condition will become true. The total mark will be greater than 50, so because 70 is greater than 50. So this expression will give true. Then it will come inside the block and it will print the grade as pass. So we'll run and we'll check. So the pass executed. So here only if there is multiple situation, like if some if this is not true, then this will go to the next block of code. So in that situation we use else block. Else block is like if something is in this condition is not true, then it will go to the else block. So like if 7 total marks is greater than 70, it's false. If it's true, then it will execute this block. It will not go to the else block. And if this is false, then it will skip this part and it will directly go to the else block. So what is the syntax of this one? Is we write else So this is how we write the if and else condition. If this condition is true, then this body will execute body of if block and this will be skipped. And if this condition is false, this body will be skipped and it will come directly to the else block and it will print the body of else block. So we'll see. Suppose let's take an example. If the marks is greater than 50, then the student will pass, otherwise the student will fail. So how we'll write this one? We'll write else so now I'll give the integer value 50. So 50, if we'll give the total marks of a student as 50, then this condition will become false because 50 is not greater than 50, it's equals to 50. So it will directly come to the else block and it will print the grade as fail. We'll execute. I close that console. See, fail. What if we give equals to here and we'll run? Then it will, the condition will become true because 50 is greater than equal to 50 is equals to 50. Then it will print the if block. So it's pass. So it sounds similar to that while loop and for loop. The if condition is true, then it will go to the body of this loop. But in the case of if statement, if and else statement, we will not keep on looping. It will just go inside the block once. If it is true, condition is true, then it will go to this block once, and if the condition is satisfied, it will go to the else block, this one. So this is how if if else condition works in Java. It's very simple, but we are going to use a lot in Java programming. So this is like if we have two condition. If something is satisfied, not satisfied, then this block will be executed. What if we have multiple condition to check? If this is not possible, this is not satisfied, then this condition. If this condition is not satisfied, then this condition will happen. So in that case, we use else if. So the syntax of else if is, so the syntax of if else if is, if first it will check for the condition, like a statement are executed from the topwards then bottom. So as soon as the text expression, what is the condition we have written in the true, it becomes true, then the code will that we have written inside the body of it will be executed. If this condition is false, then it will check for the else if condition. If else if is false, then it will go to the else condition. Otherwise, if any of this condition is, it becomes true before the else, it will print that body only and it will skip the other two. So the control of the program it jumps outside of the if all the expression are false, and the code inside the else will be executed. So if this is also false, this is also condition is also false, then it will come to this else. So otherwise, if condition is false, then it will come to the this if else if condition, and it will check for the else if condition. If this is also false, then this will else if body will be printed. So the moment any of this condition is satisfied, it will execute the code inside that curly braces. So let's take an example, like if the total mark is greater than 90, then pass, then grade is equals to this outstanding. So else if will verify the condition. If total marks is greater than equals to 70, then grade B. Else so what we are checking? We are checking the total marks. If total marks is greater than 9 equals to 90, then it will print the grade A. So if the marks is B, then it will print the grade of B. If the total marks is greater than anything less than 70, then it will print a grade C. So my marks, total marks I have given as 50. So it should come to else condition. We'll see. See. So we'll change the variable. We'll make it as 70. So now this time this condition will not match, it will false, so it will come to the else if and it will become true, so it will print the body of this else if condition and it will skip the else condition. We'll see. We got printed, and if I change the value to 90, it should print the if condition block. O. Is that printed the body of this if condition. So this is how it works as a if else condition. So what we have discussed, if condition, then if else, then if, else if, else condition. So we also have nested if condition. We can write if in else if condition, inside that we can write another if else if condition. So we'll see with an example. Like similar we have done as a nested for loop, so we'll do a nested if. So suppose we have to find a greatest number among these three number. So I have declared a variable int a equals to 10, comma b equals to 56, c equals to 98. So as all the variable are integer type, so I can declare in a single line. So I've declared 3. I want to search which is the largest among this three number. So this program we can write with the help of nested if condition. So what I have to do, I'll first check whether my a is greater than b or c. If a is greater than b and a is greater than c, it means the a is greater than b and c. So it will print a is the greatest number. Else here we'll check if b is greater than c. So we'll check. So c is the greatest number. What we are doing here, we have defined three number and we are checking if a is greater than b and c. If a is greater than b, then it will check if a is greater than c here. If a is greater than both, then it will print the variable value a is the greatest number. Else it will come here in the else body and check if, and it will print the b is the greatest number. then else it will check if B is greater than C or not. If B is greater than C, then B is a greater number, else C is the greatest number. So in this case, C is the greatest number. So it has printed the C is the greatest number. I'll check the value. I'll make it 9 and we'll run. So now B is the greatest number, right? B is the 56 because we have A and B. So it came here. If A is greater than value or not, it's true. A is false, right? A is greater than B. So it directly came here. It check if B is greater than C or not. B is greater than C. Yes, it's greater than C. So B is the greatest number. It printed this value. So we'll now see. 7. We'll check. So now A is the greatest number among these three. So it came here, it checked A is greater than B. Yes, true. Then it came here, A is greater than C or not. A is greater than C. So it printed A is the greatest number. So this is the program where we have used the nested if. Then inside if we have written else if again. So this is the nested loop. So now we'll discuss about the break and continue. So while working with the loop, it is sometimes desirable to skip some of the statements inside the loop or terminate the loop immediately. So in that case, we have to use break and continue statement. So how we have already taken the if concept. For loop, we'll check with the for loop. So this is the for loop program we have written. For loop, and inside that for loop we have started with the 1, initialize the variable, and we'll check the condition until less than 100 and we'll increment the value I plus plus. So how this break we can use? Break if, then we can write if I equals to 4, then we have to give we have to give curly braces, then it will break. So this is the syntax of break. So if, then we have to give condition. If the condition is satisfied, then it will break. So in break, what will happen? This means the value, when the value of I will become equals to this 4, the loop will terminate and it will go outside of this for loop. It will not continue. It will not check for the I equals to 5. It will terminate the program here. See, it printed from 0, 1, 2, 3, and the moment it became 4, it stopped the program and it terminated the loop. Similar way we can use the continue. So the continue, what happens if we write the continue statement, continue break that iteration for this condition only. If the specified condition occurs, I equals to 4, then it will break the condition. It will not go to this block of code, and it will terminate and continues from the next iteration. So it will, when the moment it will become I equals to 4, it will break it. It will not go here. It will increment the value again from the next iteration 5. It will continue. So we'll see. So it has not printed the 4. Again 5, from 5 it continued till 99 because we have given less than equals to 100. So the difference between is for break and continue is that in break it terminates the execution of the remaining iteration of the loop when the condition is satisfied, and in for loop, like in continue, it terminates only that current iteration when this condition is satisfied, and it continue with the next iteration. So this break and continue we can use with the while loop. We can also use with the do while loop. Similarly, it will if the condition matches, we'll write the for loop. The condition matches, it will break and it will exit from this while loop. And if we write the continue, then we'll skip that part. It will continue with the rest of the while loop. So that's all for today. This is how we can use if and else statement and nested if and multiple multiple condition along with the else. And along with that, we have also learned to use the break and continue with different type of loops. So thank you. That's all for today.